Hi everybody, welcome to Evening from Cottage Creek Manor. I'm Brian Tracy.
And I'm Penny LeGate, and this is a little private hideaway located here in Redmond. What a beautiful spot,
Let me help you down.
Thank you,
Penny.
I could use that help.
Watch your step.
Well, our first story tonight is about another private spot, but this one is very controversial. It's called the Bohemian Grove, and it's located in the Redwood country of Northern California.
Well, the Bohemian Grove has been around for about 100 years, and it's been kind of a private boys' club for grown-ups, actually the rich and the powerful. Well, tonight, Evening's Gary Grant is going to take us behind the closed doors of the most exclusive men's club in the world.
Every year, 2,000 of the most powerful men in America descend upon a tiny town in California's wine country. Political heavyweights, corporate leaders, and celebrities arrive at a meeting of the world's most exclusive men's club.
It's considered to be the wealthiest, most powerful concentration of men anywhere in the Western world at any given time.
The Bohemian Club of San Francisco has attracted a host of men, from Henry Kissinger to Clint Eastwood, and every Republican president since Herbert Hoover. They've all been guests at what is billed as an annual cultural and recreational retreat in 3,000 acres of redwoods.
It's as if all the boardrooms and the Supreme Court, major law firms, had all emptied out onto Fraternity Row and was somehow transposed to a redwood forest.
Security at the Bohemian Grove is extremely tight. It's almost as if there were a military installation down there. Everything is kept under wraps, and in this case, under the trees. Members and guests at the Bohemian Grove are sworn to secrecy about what goes on inside. What most people do not know is that for more than a century, they've kicked off their retreat with a spectacular nighttime ceremony. From the air, the encampment is lit up with torches. Suddenly, the night is ablaze as robed men begin the cremation of care, a ritual that symbolizes the shedding of the burdensome responsibilities of the outside world. It is the start of a 2-week celebration. John Vanderzee, once a waiter at the Grove, authored a book about his experiences. He says once inside, these very public figures are quick to enjoy the freedom of privacy.
There was a story that one man told that he realized that he was really in the Bohemian Grove when he saw Dwight Eisenhower and Richard Nixon relieving themselves against the same redwood tree.
The motto of the Bohemian Club is "Weaving spiders, come not here." Simply put, that tells members to leave their business and political deals at home and simply have a good time. But some people say with this much power and this much money located in one place, there is more to the Bohemian Club than campfires and canoeing.
It's considered very, very bad form to use a grove, especially for overt purposes, advance your own interests. At the same time, it's a very useful association that friendships and contacts you make there carry on into the outside world.
Important issues are discussed daily during lakeside talks. Insiders say that speeches given here can make or break political careers. Some claim that political deals made in the Grove have changed the course of history.
In 1967, during the encampment, Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon arrived at an understanding that Reagan, who had just been elected governor of California, would not enter the 1968 presidential race unless Nixon faltered.
For years, protesters have demonstrated outside the Grove for a variety of causes. Mary Moore, a local political activist, feels that such closed meetings of the elite undermine the democratic process.
The point is that this is where ruling class bonding takes place, and that place is not open to minority people, to people of color. It is not open to women. It is open to white men who pretty much run this world. They're like overgrown Boy Scouts, only a lot more dangerous as far as the world is concerned.
Others in the tiny town of Monterey see the Bohemian Grove as a source of money and jobs. The sudden wave of wealth also brings in outsiders, prostitutes like Carol Lee, who are attracted by the prospect of 2,000 wealthy men. For the last 5 years, she's worked the bars across the river from the Grove. She says prostitution here is more of a legend than a business.
The men who see prostitutes are in an incredibly small minority. I mean, it's not that all these guys are seeing prostitutes. I think people should understand that. It's a really small percentage. It's just that it has symbolic meaning in the Grove, that all the Grove members talk about it. There's an idea that men who are powerful do have women available. It's good for men's ego. their relationship with prostitutes is highly mythologized.
During the retreat, prostitutes appear to operate openly without interference from law enforcement. Inside the compound, there have been persistent rumors about closet homosexuality. Don Heimforth, a former waiter, says there have always been relationships between club members and employees.
One black waiter, gay black waiter, years ago said it's whenever they would come over to the employees' quarters, and he made the comment that it was not unlike coming down from the big house to the slaves' quarters for a piece of
Such allegations about the camp have angered many who feel that leaders who adamantly embrace traditional values are not what they appear to be.
These are the hypocrites who, on the outside, are not giving the money that is needed for AIDS, that is not giving the money, that is needed for certain kinds of research, and yet they, indulge in this on the quiet. What gets me is the secrecy of this and the hypocrisy of it.
There isn't too much overt bad behavior because most of these men are to the manner born, and they're, they're well-behaved.
Insiders we spoke with all said heavy drinking seemed to be the most popular activity.
For me, the eye-opener was the amount of alcoholism. I mean hardcore, third stage alcoholism. Watching men going into blackouts and DTs at the dining tables.
Officials at the Bohemian Club refuse to discuss what goes on at the Grove. The club was recently ordered by the Supreme Court to employ women for the first time. Despite the controversy, rumors, and the possibility of women working there, many feel the tradition of power at the Bohemian Grove will endure.
The Grove would continue to attract members simply because it's an association that remains extremely useful in the outside world. And there seems to be some deep need within men for this return to nature, male bonding, an extension of a night without rules.
When Ronald Reagan was president, he couldn't show up for the annual gatherings because of security reasons. But now that he's a private citizen, you can bet he's going to show up more often.
There are so many powerful people, both in business and government, in this club, that John Bendersley doesn't really think it's any coincidence at all that after his book came out about the Grove, he was audited for the first time ever.
Up next, trouble at home for the domestic goddess, Roseanne Barr.
Good, fresh chicken.
No.
Chicken.
Taco.
Check it out, chicken lovers.
Good, fresh chicken.
Check it out. Our new chicken soft tacos.
Good, fresh.
Joyce Ray's chicken breast. You're gonna love it.
Anytime, it's taco time.
Yeah.
The new chicken soft taco. Only from
Taco time. Chicken.
Check it out.
Anytime, it's taco time.
This sofa comes from one of America's finest furniture stores. It features hardwood frame construction and a wide choice of custom fabrics. The price? $4,000. The other sofa is from RB Furniture. It also has hardwood frame construction and a wide variety of custom fabrics. If you have trouble seeing the difference, look closer. The RB sofa costs about $3,200 less. RB Furniture. It only looks expensive.
Henry's, say, heard they're selling Henry's down at Oregon City.
Yeah?
I'll bet 100 years from now they'll be selling Henry Weinhard's beer as far away as Walla Walla.
100 years from now, only little girls will ride horses. Men will walk on the moon. And Henry Weinhard's beer will be selling in Tokyo, Japan.
Race to the Goodyear Seafair Tire Sale. Buy 3 Eagle GTs or STs at the regular low price and get the 4th tire free. Also save on Arrivas, Wranglers, G-Metrics. Sale ends August 6th. For the Puget Sound Goodyear retailer nearest you, call 1-800-CAR-1999.
Last year, comedian Roseanne Barr hit the big time, but her life has been like a roller coaster ride ever since. There have been rumors of erratic behavior, chaos on the set, marital problems, and she's been in the tabloids almost constantly. Well, now Roseanne is about to become a movie star, playing opposite Meryl Streep in a film called She-Devil. And tonight, as Sam Rubin finds out, some people think that this title describes the real-life Roseanne as well.
I was in Denver, and somebody told me, Sam Kinison and Louis Anderson told me to go to a comedy store. So I went there, and it was like this dream come true deal.
I hate that word. I hate the word homemaker, too. I want to be called domestic goddess.
Didn't know this was going to happen.
She goes, you're a married woman, and you're going to bars at night?
Roseanne, don't you think we should talk about our sexual problems?
Like, I'm going to turn off Wheel of Fortune for that.
In the course of just 1 year, Roseanne Barr has gone from the domestic goddess of stand-up to the princess of primetime TV to finally the queen of the tabloids.
There just are no secrets in her life. We've dug everything out that there is to find out.
There's been plenty for Janet Charlton of Star Magazine and other tabloid reporters to dig up about Roseanne Barr. First, there were the stories of her temper tantrums on the set of her TV show.
She's going through a lot, it's tough on her. I think there might be some people out for her.
Then it was revealed that as a teenager, she gave birth to a child who she put up for adoption.
She had an illegitimate child, and certainly an intimate piece of personal news. And the tabloids were able to dig up the daughter in Texas, living a normal life with her adopted parents.
And now the hottest headline on TV's Hottest Female is her divorce from her husband of 15 years, Bill Pentland.
I mean, you may marry the man of your dreams, ladies, but 14 years later, you're married to a reclining chair that burps.
Not to mention her engagement to boyfriend and stand-up comic Tom Arnold. According to Janet, it's enough domestic commotion to give the domestic goddess a nervous breakdown.
Roseanne is definitely whirling out of control. I think she's got so many things confusing her now. Her family, her children, her boyfriend, her divorce, her fiancé. She's not reaching a breaking point. I'm surprised, I'll tell you.
Yes, ladies and gents, here, Roseanne Barr. Come on, sit down.
This past February, Roseanne paid a visit to Mr. Pete, host of a Los Angeles cable access talk show, where he teased her about some of these tabloid tales.
Let's get into the Roseanne shocker. Now, did you read this toilet paper? Have you read this?
Every word in it is true.
Your husband had a heart attack.
He phoned me. He said, get home and take me to the hospital. I'm having a heart attack.
And you did?
Yeah, well, I had lunch first. But...
It says in here that the scripts they got for the show stink. Now, I know that
they don't stink.
You just got to punch them up a bit, huh?
Yeah, you just got to punch them up a bit.
And you got to assert yourself, don't you?
Oh, well, I'm learning to be assertive.
Well, I am, too.
Roseanne's asserting herself now on the big screen with big screen heavyweight Meryl Streep in a movie called She-Devil. In fact, when the cameras started rolling on April 12th, the tabloids started reporting problems between Meryl and Roseanne.
There was a period of adjustment there, definitely, with Meryl and Roseanne, but they ended up really liking each other, and Meryl was helping Roseanne with her acting. And of course, Roseanne would offer a few tips of her own to Meryl, which was amusing to everyone in sight.
Over my dead body.
The producers like her so much that she now has a 3-picture deal, according to Janet. And there are others in the industry who admire Roseanne's style, including one casting director.
Roseanne Barr has talent. She has charisma. She has cuddliness. She has joy. She has frustration. She relates to the public.
And even one rival network executive.
She's an original. There isn't another woman on television who could be on television who does what she does.
We're on TV and we're calling you. We just want to say hi.
You are not.
We are. Honest.
On TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on TV. It's on number 3, Channel 3. It's on Channel 3.
Not Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, this is me. Listen.
But despite the positive attention she gets for her professional work, Roseanne's private life continues to attract attention.
The kids, suffered a lot with Roseanne's newfound fame, especially the oldest daughter that ended up in an institution, unable to handle it. I mean, it's like Roseanne went on a wild binge when she became successful. All of a sudden, she's running around with a young guy, and she had been real devoted to her family up until then and very intent on keeping it together. But suddenly there were new opportunities arising all around her.
Well, I'm rich now, and I hardly have time to care about little people like you.
The breaking point, I think, is right around the corner for her if she doesn't calm down.
How rude.
How rude.
Now, wherever Roseanne and her new love go, fans and photographers hound them. This usually gets on Roseanne's nerves quite a bit. But just recently, she responded to one incident with her typical sense of humor. A fan had come up to the couple that were in a restaurant and said, "Listen, Roseanne, show me your engagement ring." And she said, "How about an order of fries?" Well, the fan went off, brought the French fries back, and Roseanne was happy to show them her engagement ring. Stay with us, because next on Evening, we're going to take you to a firefighter school in our own backwoods.
You're on the home team.
You're on the home team, yeah. I'm Susan Michaels here at the Kingway Apartments with my husband and our 2 dream kids from the I Have a Dream program. This was the 3rd Project Home Team work party, and nearly 100 volunteers showed up to help out. If you'd like to volunteer, call 448-3691.
It seemed like a different era. Diners were popular. Rock and roll was in. The air was charged with the power of positive thinking. Style was in style. And Mazda introduced the Miata. A ragtop, a 2-seater, a true roadster. Everyone seemed to be feeling pretty good. The new Mazda Miata. It not only gives you a glimpse of 1990, it takes you back as well.
He's always been rather quiet.
It's happening all over Washington.
Suddenly, this morning, he goes totally burrito.
The cause? McDonald's 2 new breakfast burritos. Fresh eggs and spicy sausage, or eggs, ham, and green chilies, both wrapped with cheese in a steamy tortilla.
You know, you think you know someone, and then...
McDonald's new breakfast burritos. Driving Washington totally burrito, but only for a limited time.
One of the greatest rewards of working out is the self-esteem, knowing that you're the one that did the work. You can't go to the store and buy fitness. You have to earn it at the gym. Come on, if I can do it.
Join Pacific West Health and Tennis Club now for just $24 a month for 24 months.
If you're looking for a truly romantic getaway, Cottage Creek Manor might just be the place for you. It can be rented as a bed and breakfast or for weddings. Hi everybody, welcome back to More Evening. Last year there were 75,000 forest fires in the United States. They consumed millions of acres of our nation's forests at a cost on federal land alone of over $500 million. Now, without any doubt, our most effective tool against these natural disasters is ordinary people like you and me. And many of them get their training right here in the Northwest. Forest fires. They've been described as a runaway train that wipes out everything in its path. And sometimes that includes the people who fight them. Fighting fires is one of the toughest and most dangerous jobs in the world.
Wide, 1.5 inch gated wide.
In spite of that, every summer between 140 and 160 men and women meet in Darrington to learn how. And in the process, they learn something about themselves.
It is really hard. The work, the actual digging the line is a lot harder than I thought. And I think I'm going to learn some things this summer about how hard I can work, you know.
And work is what this is all about. Fighting a fire can be non-stop for as many as 24 hours at a time.
When I first started fighting fire, that was one of the harder things. You get on a fire and you're working real long hours, and it's real mentally fatiguing. It's real hard to get in that mental attitude of that you're going to be out there for long hours, and you have to pace yourself, both physically and mentally.
Bob Pacific is the crew boss.
No, just go around it one side.
With 30 or 40 fires under his belt, he is responsible for the students' training and safety. It's a job he takes very seriously.
People with the Pulaskis, make sure you're getting the ladder fuels, stuff above you as you're coming through. I'm always thinking to myself, what did I forget to tell them? Because it's a lot of things you got to remember. So if I see somebody doing something wrong or whatever, I'll try to correct them and show them the right way to do it. And, you know, make sure that they understand what they're doing, you know, and why they're doing it. You can start seeing that dirt down there, and you know you're okay.
These would-be forest firefighters come from all walks of life. Students, photographers, police, and teachers. Today, the classroom is the forest, and the school is only in session for 5 days.
Always use leather gloves when you're doing this.
During the 5 days, the students learn not only how to handle hose lines, tools, equipment, and how to repair the equipment, but they also sharpen their skills at the end of the day by competing against each other.
Okay, we gotta hook this to the gated Y.
Each crew has to set up pumps, hose lines, and power equipment. It's a race against the fire and the clock. Day 4 arrived. The stage is set for the final test, a real fire set by the instructors. The students must now use the knowledge that Bob has given them to control this blaze.
It looks like we're going to be cutting line up to the fire, probably about 50 yards worth, so remember your spacing, and if you're getting too close to the person in front of you, make sure you bump them up.
The students quickly dig a fire line to stop the path of the oncoming flames. For now, they have proven their skills to themselves and their instructor. But Bob knows this school never ends. Each blaze these new firefighters encounter will be a test of will and endurance, a test they are now well prepared for. Over the weekend, there was a small fire in Darrington, and some of the crew members got called out. Now, I just spoke with the ranger station up there, and they say that the fire is completely under control and almost out. Now, as I'm sure you might have guessed, the most dangerous month in firefighting is in August. Now, last year, over 100,000 acres in Washington state alone were consumed by fire. Let's hope that doesn't happen again this year. Now, stay with us. We're going to be back with more evening in just a minute.
The Corlick sisters on Dennys Grand Slam breakfast specials.
They just served me 2 Grand Slam breakfasts for the price of 1 special. You didn't get 2 breakfasts. There's 2 of everything on my plate. That's what a Grand Slam special comes with. Well, of course it comes with the plate. I mean, the special price includes 2 of everything. How come I didn't get 2 plates? Because you only ordered 1 breakfast. Well, why do you think I was so surprised to get 2? They usually don't make mistakes here at Dennys. Dennys.
Try one of our Grand Slam breakfast specials from $2.99, only at Dennys.
I've got a boss who wants me to work more hours, a husband who wants me to work less, 2 teenagers who don't care. They just want my car keys, and a budget to balance. How does she do it? Well, for starters, I stock up at Drug Emporium. I save about 10 inconvenient stops at the convenience store. I get the biggest selection of the best brands, and I save about 30% on my budget every month. What a gal. I deserve a promotion.
It's happening this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, I've got a date with Larry.
This Wednesday, Ross is opening new stores all around the country, and all Ross stores will be celebrating.
Uh-oh.
With tremendous savings on department store fashions for the whole family.
I could save a fortune.
And we'll have a huge assortment of special items ordered just for this event to save you even more.
But Larry's so great.
No sale can compete with these terrific bargains.
I mean, he's really...
You gotta go shopping.
I gotta go shopping.
The celebration starts Wednesday at the Ross near you.
John, you're late for work.
Call in sick for me.
You're already in trouble.
I can't even think with this hangover.
You need help.
I know.
If you went to Schick, you could be back week after next.
That fast?
Schick is different. It's medical treatment to lose the craving.
Let's go.
Schick also provides a complete 2-year aftercare program.
Weekday morning starts your day with NBC Sunrise and King 5 Morning News.
Then join us at 7 for Today.
Right here on King 5.
Before we go tonight, we just have to congratulate one of our fellow Northwesterners, Greg LeMond, on winning the Tour de France.
Little round of applause for Greg. It is incredible.
8 seconds, the closest margin ever.
And speaking of cycling, tomorrow night we're going to be at Merrymore Park at the Velodrome, and we're going to be kicking off the National Track Cycling Championships. And here are some of the stories you'll see then.
1 year ago, fire consumed nearly half of Yellowstone Park. Today, the controversy still rages.
Let's face it, they burned the Yellowstone Park over policy.
Has Yellowstone recovered? Tuesday, visit the park with Evening and see for yourself. Then, facelifts, tummy tucks, liposuction.
I think it's a terrible thing that society has placed such a premium on our appearance.
Americans are buying the ultimate body, but unskilled surgeons may be cashing in on our obsession with perfection. Plus, it's a story of love and inspiration, how a Portland foster mother's love changed the life of a very special child. On the next edition of Evening.
Cottage Creek Manor here in Redmond is available for weddings. What a beautiful spot this would be. If you'd like more information about that or how to rent this beautiful antique horse-drawn carriage, just call the Evening Information Line.
Hey, let me help you up here, Penny.
Thanks, Brian.
By the way, the Evening Information Line, the number is 448-3505. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all tomorrow night from Merrymore Park.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Penny LeGate's wardrobe, furnished by Fifth Avenue Maternity. Brian Tracy's wardrobe, provided by Mario's.
Sex addict isn't just